Jiu-Jitsu nerds, we're about to make waves with this wild card announcement. It is your 2017 ADCC Absolute Champion and your 2024 Heavyweight Champion, Felipe Pena. Thank you, Felipe, for being here. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Alex. My pleasure. Everything good. Just a normal Sunday here. Stay with the family, resting, and it's all good. Thank you for having me.
And we know that you are proudly the top competitor for Gracie Barra, but with the CJI team situation this year and Gracie Barra not having an official team, the only way for you to participate in CJI2 was going to be through a misfits or wild card situation. So can you tell us about the conversation and the blessing that you got from Professor Draculino to get you into this CJI2 card?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was not able to be part of CJI one, but was because it was on the same time of ADCC, but was a amazing event, and I'm super happy, super excited to be part of the CJI two. And as you said, like our main goal is have a Gracie Barra team, but because of the choice of CGI and how it goes, right? It's only five teams, right? Five main teams,
And three misfits.
and three misfits. Unfortunately, this didn't happen, and I'm super proud to be part of CGI, even not being like a Grace Bar team. I have a great relationship with Andre and everyone from Atos team. I already did many camps there. They received me so well. So I'm super excited to be part of that team and be part of the event.
Yes, we definitely don't want to bury the lead on which team you were going to be a wild card for. But just out of curiosity, if Gracie Barra did have a team, what was going to be some of the members on that team?
It's hard to say. There's many tough athletes, but I think nowadays the athletes from Gracie Barra, which is more active, probably will be like Pedro Marinho, Lucas Valente, student of Draculino. Who else? There is many. I have many students here in BH as well as Gabriel Brody, Rafael Trabuco, and Gabriel Arges is world champion. He's very technical, very tough. He's not competing anymore, but I don't know if he would compete CGI. There is AJ Agarzan. There is many athletes that could make this team.
Yeah, so that's just going to be interesting to keep a pulse on them to see if they try to get in on a wild card type of notice. But like you mentioned, you are good friends with Andre and the announcement is out. Atos is an official team. So what was it about the relationship that you have with the people at Atos that made you a good connection with them and a good person to add to their team?
Like me and Andre, we have a long history. You should be really rivals, and we fought many times. But in probably 3 years ago, we put that beef on the side, and he helped me to train for a match against Gordon Ryan. And that was a really cool experience. Like Andre is a super cool guy, super great coach. He knows a lot of jiu-jitsu, and he helped me a lot for that match. He really put his 100% time and effort to help me to that match. So everything started from there, and I had a really good time in San Diego. Unfortunately, Gordon didn't fight this match. I ended up fighting against Nicky Rodriguez at who is number one. But I start. I felt they received me really well. I had a really good time. They have like really good training over there. It's a great team, and I make really good friends over there as well as Kaina and many other guys. So we definitely it's definitely a really strong team for CGI.
It's definitely awesome to know that some of the beefs with you and Andre have been put aside and you guys can work together. Another person that you've kind of been able to put some of the beef aside, at least from what I can tell from the ADCC after party, is Gordon Ryan. When we think back to 2016, you're 40 minutes into the match and you get the rear naked choke finish against Gordon Ryan. In that moment, did you know that you two would end up having one of the greatest rivalries in jiu-jitsu history?
Not really. It's was really the beginning. I think even like Nogi was not so big as is today, and it's hard to you do something now and expect how the future gonna go. But I'm happy with our history, with our rivalry. Right? It's I won the first one, I won the second one at ADCC, and we fought two more times. The last one was in the last ADCC. Was a very tough match, but I think this Gordon did a lot for the sport. He helped the sport grows a lot, especially in Nogi. So I'm happy to be part of that, to be part of this growth of Jiu-Jitsu. With if you see a couple years ago, we would not never expect how jiu-jitsu is it's where jiu-jitsu is now. So it's everything is helping a lot, even like CJI. CJI, it just is the second year, and they are already doing a lot of work, a lot of noise for the growth of jiu-jitsu. So super excited to be part.
It's definitely an awesome time to see how many promotions are coming up in jiu-jitsu. A great time to be an athlete. When we think about the 2017 absolute final, you were able to bring the fight back to 50-50 a lot, and that brought you a lot of the success. Was that strategy something that Professor Draculino had brought to your attention, or did that kind of just happen naturally?
I think I am I always was a guard player since blue belt. I really like to do guard. So one of my main games get under my opponents. So like 50-50, inside dash, meia X and X guard, this type of thing. So uh, I feel was not actually the my strategy to go for the match. The match was like I want to be on bottle, sweep, and get on top. But the 50-50 really play very well on the match, and I still really like a lot of this game. My game changed a lot, but I think the key for that match was the back take, right? So it was very similar the back take from the first match. And always when someone is very good attacking the legs, the heel hooks and stuff, is always some space for go for the back. So I think that worked very well on the match.
And I know this podcast is about all things CJI, but when you have the 2024 ADCC champion here, we got to talk a little bit about all the great things that we saw at this ADCC. 2024 ADCC was a lot. I noticed that you had the first match of day one, the last match of day one, the first match of day two. Did the 2024 World Championships feel like the most exhausting to you?
Yes, definitely, for sure. I think not only because of the match, because I did the super fight and the weight class, and I was supposed to do the open weight, but I didn't do it. But like you said, the way it happens, like I was the first match of the on Saturday and the last match on Saturday, so I pretty much stayed there the whole day and to do the super fight against Gordon in the end of Saturday. So that really brings a lot of exhaustion, and not only body exhaustion, but my mind was really exhausted, and I didn't had much time to rest for the next day, being the first match on the next day as well. So ADCC is always is really physical, right? Really push. The match can go really long. There's many matches, but definitely this ADCC was even more because of this the way the Mets play, like being the first one and the last one.
Especially after that body slam from Brandon Reed. In that moment, did you know that you were a little bit injured, or did it take some time to realize that there was a back injury there?
On the time, I didn't realize because we are always warm when fighting, right? But I still have this injury from this slam. I had this brings me a little. I don't know if it's the right word in English, but hernia. hernia. Yeah, I have some hernia because of this slam. So, but during the match, this didn't affect me at all. We warm and but definitely in the next day, it didn't affect much as well. Of course, it's hurt, but when you are there and warm, uh, it's all good. I think no one is there 100%, but definitely this took me some time to be able to come back training after DCC.
And obviously the great highlight against Luke Griffith, getting the takedown and then the submission. And now he's immediately calling for a rematch back with you. So I know that there's some different events coming up. We have WNO in Costa Mesa. I don't know if anything is officially announced, but is there anything that you can kind of hint to us on what you have on the forefront coming ahead?
Sure, I think I can say here because I just signed the contract today, and probably they're gonna announce tomorrow. So I think by the time this video go out, I think it is already gonna be announced. But I'm gonna be fighting Luke Griffin on the next Who's Number One event, which will be 13 June at Costa Mesa. Yeah, so I'm super excited for that match. I think. It's Luke Griffin just beat Victor Hugo, which is one of the best athletes nowadays, and he fought very well. And I'm super excited to do this rematch against him. And it's nice as well because you'll be for the belt will be on the line, so this will be even more excited for this match.
Wow. And I know you've been calling for that belt for a while. So the number one ranked flow grappling heavyweight is going to be fighting for that belt come WNO's next event, June 13th. Yay. So we get to break a little bit news. You're right. This won't drop till Wednesday. So there's going to be a whole lot of talk in the jiu-jitsu world. I want to wrap it back around to the potential of a super fight in the 2026 World Championships. I guess now that we know the news of WNO, there's so many different permutations that we could go. But right in this very moment, is the only super fight that you feel makes sense for yourself the match with Gordon Ryan, considering you guys are 2-2? Or do you think there is another route that you could see it going?
I don't think much about this match against Gordon Ryan now because I think he not gonna fight anytime soon, like even he says, and so I don't know if ever gonna happen again a 50 match, but I hope happens because it's tight, it's 2-2, and I think our rivalry and our history really deserve a last one. So, but I think there's many tough guys over there. There is I never fought Victor Hugo, gi and no gi, and I definitely want to do that match. There is Nicky Roddy. We fought 2 times. He beat me on the first one. I beat him on the second one. It's tight as well. It's definitely a match that I want to do it. Nicolas Meregali. He just had a surgery, right? A couple months ago. He's recovering. I'm not sure if he's training, but whenever he's healthy, I really would like to run it back. And yeah, I think there's many matches to. I never faced Cyborg as well, Robert Cyborg, and I definitely want to face him. He's a legend, and I think there's many matches to really. I look forward to do it.
Yeah, and we definitely have plenty of time until the 2026 ADCC World Championships, but a lot of matchups that could potentially happen at CJI with the format of quintet. One of them you mentioned, Victor Hugo, someone that you've never faced off against. So he was officially announced as the wild card for B team. What are your initial thoughts on their full roster since they have announced it, and how Team Atos, who hasn't announced their full roster yet, stacks up against them? And you don't have to announce any of the Atos teammates, but just from what you know, what you feel like stylistically is there?
For what I saw, New Wave already published the team, right? As well, New Wave. I think
it hasn't officially been announced, but I think there's
official?
probably a lot of speculation.
Yeah. So I think there's it's potential many great teams like B team definitely is a really strong team, especially now with the head of Vitor Hugo, right? So potentially we can potentially this match can happen at CJI. New wave, as you said, there is many speculations, right? I just saw, not just I saw Craig posting the picture with John Danaher, so probably new wave is in, and definitely they're gonna have a really good team as well. So I think it'll be really excited this team format because potentially you can have like many. It's not only like one tournament for one weight class, which you're gonna have like probably I don't know 8 match or something like that. With 8 teams, you're gonna have way more matches. And the way I don't know if you guys already announced the rule set, but the way I heard the rule set gonna be, you'll be even more excitement. So I think if people thought CGI 1 is fireworks, it was excited. CGI 2, it's they can imagine it because the rule set it's crazy.
Yes, it's definitely going to have a lot of spins, especially with the Royal Rumble entrance and not knowing who's going to come out next. I did hear on another podcast that you mentioned that WNO is your favorite rule set. So before we dive into the quintet hybrid CJI rule set, tell me why you like the WNO rule set and why the only thing you'd change about it is having the pit installed.
I really like who's number one rule set because there is no much referee on the match. You know, like it's pure jiu-jitsu. Like you go there and you go for the submission, and there is no much. There is no points. There is no truth. So it's pretty much like who has a better jiu-jitsu, right? And I like as well to be just one round because instead like 3 rounds or something like that, like 1 minute round, because jiu-jitsu sometimes takes time for you to get in a good position. And let's suppose you get in a mount or in a back, I mean a very really secure position, really good position, and you reset that as a athlete side and see like who has the best jiu-jitsu. uh, doesn't look very right, but in another way, this looks way more excited, right? Because as you see, for example, Kaina against Nicky Rod on the last Who's Number One. Nicky Rod mount and stay there for around 9 minutes or something like that. So for who is watching, definitely would be better if they stand up. Even like it's not the best for to say who is the best jiu-jitsu. Nick Rod got to the mount, but definitely for who is watching, it will be way more exciting if they could just stand up. So, in my personal opinion, I think to prove who has the best jiu-jitsu, and I really like who's number one. But the only thing I would change is the pit, because same thing, like it's very annoying and it's not pro jiu-jitsu. When you go out of the mats, you always stop and reset the match, right? Keeps it resetting the match all the time. This makes a little boring. So if the pit is an amazing way to keep the match going, you know, you cannot run away, and there is no way to run away. If you go to the wall, you keep it going, keep doing jiu-jitsu, keep doing jiu-jitsu. So there is no reset. So that's it.
And with the quintet, it is double elimination if you don't get the submission, and the winner also stays on if they do get the submission. What do you like about the quintet rule set? Or dislike?
Yeah, I think the quintet for who is watching is amazing because you can see it's very entertainment. It's non-stop. You can see you can do many matchups that you normally don't see in a regular super fight events because they are from different weight class, right? So you can see someone with 85 kilos beating someone with 100 kilos, and this brings a lot of way more work for the coach, right? Because the strategy gonna count a lot on this quintet rule set, because uh, maybe you can, like, the coach can do a good strategy to put someone there just to make tired the opponent and to bring the key fighter on the right time. So I think the strategy gonna be very important for this rule set, and I think it's just excited. It's excited for who is watching, because it's non-stop action and many different super fights can happen there that normally doesn't happen. But in as a athlete, and I don't like much, because I prefer like just one round to prove has the best jiu-jitsu. But as an entertainment, I think it's the best entertainment rule set.
Yes, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy the chance of a 66 kilogram guy going up against a heavyweight. Is there any particular 66 kilogram guy or 77 kilogram guy that you wouldn't want to go against? I know you're a competitor, so you always want to go against anyone, but is there anyone that you find particularly impressive that's smaller that you think would be a tricky matchup for you?
Uh, it's I would not say tricky, but there is uh, many guys that is lighter. I train that's light, which is hard to. They have a lot. They have the advantage to have way more cardio, way more endurance, right, than a really heavy guy, and they way more faster as well. If they know how to take advantage of that, they can bring a lot of problems for bigger guys. But uh, it's definitely, in my opinion, it's definitely hard for is definitely harder for who is light. Like it's hard for someone like 6 kilos fighting someone 100 kilos, then the opposite. So, but you there is Dorian from New Wave, right? I think he's 66 kilos. An example for this type of fight, David Vescolias, he beat Luke Griffin in, I think was a DCC Open, right? Because he keep pushing the pace. Luke Griffin almost got his back many times, and this Dorian has a unlimited gas tank, and he doesn't stop, doesn't stop. Luke Griffin got tired,
And
and
so
he beat Luke
young.
Griffin so young as well. Yeah, so I think this bring a lot of excitement for the event. Like you said, David, people would love to watch David Vesgolias.
And do you have any particular plans for the lead up into CJI? And is the plan to kind of go to San Diego and train at Atos in the lead up of CJI too?
I'm not sure yet. I didn't plan much because I have this next challenge now, who is number one and probably going to fight Iga as well in Kazakhstan. But after Iga, my main goal will be CGI. So one thing that I definitely plan to do it, and I start to look now, is putting the wall pits right in one side of my gym, one side of my mat, to already get used to that. And but where I'm gonna do my camp, I'm not sure. Probably gonna spend some weeks there in Atos training with the team that are gonna compete, and uh, getting ready for there. Maybe I go to Texas as well a little bit to train with Draculino and his crew. I live in Brazil, Belo Horizonte, but I'm always in US training in San Diego with Galvão, visiting Draculino as well. And I'm not sure yet, but I'm definitely going to spend some weeks training in US before the competition.
It's that jujitsu lifestyle. Just, train all over when you can. I love that for you. And I also love that in Brazilian culture, it is sometimes part of their culture to give you a nickname that is almost teasing you. So preguiça, um, lazy. I know that a lot of people in the lead up to 2024 ADCC were maybe doubting you and being skeptical about your hunger to be a top athlete. Was that a big motivation for you to really come out as the best version of yourself that we saw at the 2024 World Championships?
Yeah, this is very funny in Brazil because I think if this happen in US, they're gonna call that bullying, and they'll be
Yep.
very very bad. But in Brazil, people give a lot of nicknames. It's very common, and 99% of the time, the nicknames are not nice. It's only like bad nicknames. And preguiça means slot, the animal, which is lazy. Yeah, but yeah, I think I read. How can I say? In my career, I have been doing that for a really, really long time, and was not the first time that people. How can I say, like, expect me to not win in the win, over. So there is many examples of overcome myself in my career, and this definitely push you, like you want to prove that people are wrong and you can do it. So I think 2024 that definitely give me some motivation to do more training, to do more on the competition, you know, and and prove to the haters and whoever think you done that you can do it. And I felt really great, really great. I still feeling really good, really good. I still feeling I'm like improving, and I really believe my best version is yet to come.
And one of the sayings they have in Portuguese is you lose the joke, or you might lose the friend, but you don't lose the joke. There's obviously a lot of joking that Craig Jones does. Can you tell us what that saying is in Portuguese and what your general takeaway is of all the antics that you see Craig Jones up to?
Like in Brazil, we say like a gente perde o amigo, mas não perde a piada, né? Is exactly what you said. Like we lose the friend, but you don't lose the joke. And I think Craig Jones is like the king of that. He just don't care. He do whatever come in his mind and whatever. It's funny to watch him. He definitely brings a lot of entertainment for our sport, and he's a really funny guy.
And I remember something that we included in CJI 1 was the inclusion of the 27-time world champion Renatch Laranja. I know that his acceptance into the jiu-jitsu community has grown over the years, but can you take me back to when it was a new shtick? What did the Brazilians think about him when he was first coming out with the shtick?
I think they just thought funny, I think
Okay.
it's just funny the way the things he say and the Portuguese he speak, and even the Brazilians think he's really funny. I know Renato for a really long time. It's like when I was only competing with the gi. I was sponsored by Storm Kimonos, and he was sponsored as well by Storm Kimonos, and I already have a really good time with Renato, and super excited to see that he's part of CGI as well, because uh, I think one of the things that CGI and Craig Jones they doing is like they bring this sense of humor for jiu-jitsu community, right? Which is not only like tough athletes, fighters, and stuff. He's like joking and doing funny things the whole time, and don't care what people gonna say, what people gonna think. He's he's a very authentic guy, and I feel like Renato Laranja is the same. They joke so much, and I think this is definitely good and brings a lot of attention for the sport. A lot of people who doesn't train jiu-jitsu, but they start to follow jiu-jitsu because of this type of environment and these jokes.
Exactly. It's definitely all good, lighthearted, funny energy. And that's why we love to have you because you bring that energy as well. And it's just going to be an insane weekend. Obviously, you were there to experience the biggest weekend in submission grappling history with ADCC versus CJI. And now you're going to be there for CJI too. So just to end on a light note, do you have any favorite memories from the ADCC Hakkasan after party?
Uh, I don't remember much. I drink too much.
Why not? You got to celebrate.
But yeah, I remember the pictures after, but was definitely a good time.
I love it. So you're probably going to be one of the people that Craig is going to be easily able to peer pressure.
Yes, for sure. I will be there 100%.
I've seen him try to peer pressure some other people like Dante Leon when he was at one championship, and Dante's like, no, man, I will throw up. He had Victor Hugo take a shot after Fight Pass Invitational, and Victor almost like, he's just doing everything to everyone. So when he comes for you, Felipe, I will just say, be warned, because he's going to come hard.
Yeah. I will be careful.
Well, thank you so much. This is your announcement for CJI2, the wild card joining Team Atos, an official team of CJI2. Thank you so much, Felipe, and we'll see you in August.
Thank you. My pleasure. Let's do it.